Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Tango Movement Lab. So today we're going to need one of these bands. If you don't have a band like this, anything that has some elasticity, so you can and has some length because we're going to be wrapping it around ourselves. So we're going to be working with a free leg, and we're going to get right to it and get started with the exercise that we did. One of the exercises that we did last week. So get your bands. You don't need any shoes. Let me just make sure that you can see me. Okay, yes. I think I need to adjust this just a bit. Now it should be, yeah, good. All right. So you're gonna get your band or anything with elasticity, and you're gonna wrap it around one leg. So it's going to replicate what the psoas are doing. So the front side of the band goes across the hip. This is exactly what the psoas are doing. And the other side, you're just going to hold it. You're just going to hold it with your other hand. So you're going to end up looking like this. The psoas, after they wrap at the front of your hip, they start making their way up to where my hand is. So essentially where our diaphragm is, that's at the height of the diaphragm. It doesn't connect to the diaphragm, but it's at the height of the diaphragm. And where we are leading from when we are, or following, when we're dancing tango. So I'm just going to adjust it to have a bit more length. All right. So you're going to start working with this top hand. And the other one is just holding the band because we need to have some tension. And you're going to start on your 2 feet. And you're going to start pulling with this top hand to make your way over. And you're not going to be pulling off like this, but you're going to let your body adjust as you pull so you can bring the leg up from the psoas. And then release your hold from the band to come back. You shift over and lift and drop. So if you keep everything locked, you're just going to fall over one side, which is not what we want to do. But instead, you want to allow for your hips and your torso to start moving and creating this little dance between them. So they're working in coordination. You see? So there is a little bit of a seat, there's a little bit of rotation, there's a little bit of a side reach, little adjustments that happen for this leg, for our weight to shift and this leg to come up. So 4 more on this side. And you know you're doing it correctly if you feel. Okay, all right, we have reconnected. That's great. So the trouble of technology, everyone. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's hope we're not going to get interrupted again. Let's get back to it. Find your band. All right. Not being sure where it is that I lost you, let's just start over. So we have our band. We bring it between our 2 legs. We take the front part, we bring it up. This is your psoas. They hug your hip, and then they go and they wrap around and they end up right here, connecting here. So we're gonna use this band to help us replicate the work of the psoas. So let me give myself a little bit more space here. All right. So what we're going to do is going to hold this for resistance, and the other one is going to do most of the work. So you're going to start on 2 feet. You're going to start pulling with this top hand in order to make your way over 1 foot. And you're going to keep pulling, and you don't want to fall over. So instead of falling over, you're going to let your hips and your thorax and your knees and everything, your whole body, adjust, and then bring your leg up. And you'll notice that this is holding the leg up in the hammock of the psoas. It's not using the quads. So this would be using the quads. This is not really, not so much. And then you release, you gradually release the pull from this top band, and you come back. So let's go. I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit for what's happening in the back. You don't want the band to fall back down here. You want it to go across where the psoas actually connect. You start pulling, you go over, you keep pulling. And release. Good. And release. And release. 4 more. You will know if you're doing it correctly from a few cues. This should be easy. You shouldn't feel that you're falling over, that you're tensing up. Then the second thing is, you will feel that the band is kind of wrapping around your leg and your upper body. Then the other cue is that the different parts of the body are working together. They're not moving together as one block. And then the other cue would be that your leg is coming up, but it's coming to your body, but also your body is going to your leg. Let's do one more. Okay. And release. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. There we go. Remember, the psoas hug. They're a very deep muscle, so you can't feel it in any other, you can't actually touch it. They hug your hip, and then they make their way up all the way to the at the diaphragm's height, where you're actually leading and following from. Oops, there we go. So again, we're starting on 2 feet, and you're going to start with this top hand. You're going to make your way over to 1 foot, and you're going to keep pulling. You're not going to tense up, because if you tense up and move as one block, you're going to be falling over. So you will let the body adjust. There's going to be a little bit of a hip lift, a little bit of a side reach for the body, and a little bit of rotation. And how it's going to look in your body is going to be, of course, slightly different than in mine, but that's exactly the point of the exercise, for you to discover how your leg can be free when in this psoas hammock. The psoas is also a very powerful muscle, so it's actually very important that for your overall, daily movement, that you engage it. It's going to solve a lot of issues. Okay, and release. 2 more. Another cue is if your breathing is comfortable, so you don't feel that you're holding your breath. Last one. And release. Let's stay on this side, and we're going to add to this exercise. So in exactly the same way, we go over one foot, you keep going so you can lift. And now you notice here you have a few options. Of course, you can go back to the middle, but we're not going to do that this time. We're going to let our leg drop forward as we release and do a rebound. So the top hand does exactly the same as it did before, but now we are bringing in the direction to go forward and bring it back. So the top hand is leading. The band is leading you through this movement. You start releasing, and at the same time, you give direction, right, to go forward. The weight of your leg helps through this process. So the band release the tension and then pull it back. Release the tension, pull it back. Release the tension, pull it back. Release, pull it back. And so you feel that you're dropping the leg and lifting, dropping and lifting, and the weight of it just helps you through this movement. Drop and lift. Good. As we're here, oops, sorry about that. Teeny bit of a moment. Let's just make sure that everyone is connected. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so take a little breather from 2 feet. With the help of your band, you go over to 1 foot. And now we're not going to the front. You're going to go to the side. Exactly in the same technique. You start releasing the tension, and as you do, there is direction to go over to the side. And pull yourself back, right? And up. Notice the softness of this movement. Notice that there is flow. So all of these things are there to tell you that you're doing something right. And up. I find side steps can be quite tricky, can be steps where we lose the connection, or we tend to push or pull our partner around. So it is important that you find this interrelationship. Just a couple more here. So you will be feeling that your leg is free, but you have full control over it. Last one. Good. Whoops. Let's take a little breath to stay off this leg for a bit. Change over to the other side, and then we're going to do the back. Okay. Sit up. Remember to hold a little bit of tension at the lower end, and you're guiding everything from the top. So here we go. You start pulling, make your way over, allow for the different parts of the body to adjust. Keep going to bring the leg up. There. And now instead of coming back to this as you release the tension from the band, you're actually going to give a little bit of a direction to go forward. Yes. So it will feel that you're leading yourself. Let me take a little step back. And you'll notice that if everything is coordinated, it doesn't take much. it should feel very clear in your body, that lead to go forward. Continue working with a band. Because it serves as a medium so we can understand the work of the psoas. Good. Last one. And now we are going to the side. And you'll notice that as your body is finding that flow, there are all these micro movements that are happening. So don't be afraid to explore that. That's why practices are for. So these micro movements contribute to the flow and to the softness. You try to stop them and things start to become rigid. And release. Last two. And come back. Last one. And come back. Perfect. So we're going to change sides again. And this time, we're going to be doing back steps and then changing things to bolero. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully the band is going to be long enough. Okay, so here we go. We make our way, we start on 2 feet, remember that. We make our way over. We lift the leg. And then we direct it to go back. And I'm going to turn so from all sides you can see me. Your starting point is the same. And you'll notice that your body in this position is not indicating where you're going to go. But then as you start releasing the tension from the top, you start adding direction. And I'm going to exaggerate so it can be visible in the video. Compared to forward or compared to side. So this is an exaggeration, just so you can see. So add the direction to go back. And continue working with your band. Release. The band is what releases the leg. So this way you explore and manage that connection between the upper and the lower body. You'll notice that inevitably you're staying very present. If you're working well with your band, it's very difficult to fall back. Things fall out of the band. So that's exactly what we want to achieve. 2 more. Last one. And now I want you to release the leg, not step, but give yourself a pivot and come back. Start releasing You know, before we had going forward, we had the direction to go side, and we had the direction to go back, right? Now, though, we're not going anywhere. We're staying where we are. We release the band, so the leg starts to release, and at the right moment, we go flick it around. So don't think about style at this point. Keep some tension in the band, so it's not going to be a step where you release quite a bit of tension and then you bring it back. You're going to hold your leg in this hammock. You'll see it's not as far up. You start releasing, and at the right moment before it steps, you flick it around. And then you catch it. Play with it. Two more. Last one. Good. Let's change sides. Oops. Where are you? Here. Okay. So you can see the band a little bit more clearly over my outfit. Okay, here we go. All right. So with this in mind, technology is not my friend today. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So we go over to one side. Lift the leg. And you give yourself direction to go back. Right? I'm exaggerating so you can see. You start from the hand, but then it needs to come in coordination with what's happening at the base. Oops, there we go. Couple more here. Last one. And now you start releasing, but you're not going to release that much to step. You're going to hold the leg in the psoas hammock and flick it around. And then bring it back up. Release a bit. Turn. Okay. Last two. And release. All right. Get rid of the band. Oh my. Okay. So I'm going to put some music on, and we're going to put all of these things together. If you want to wear shoes, you can go for it. It will be a little our little break from all this work. Okay, let's see. Okay, you don't have to wear shoes, obviously. Only if you want. Okay. So, okay, I have my music ready. Let me show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little exercise, and then we're gonna put a song on and just dance it out. So, the exercise basically is what we have been doing. So, you're gonna start on 2 feet. Actually, let me come on a diagonal. Find 1 foot, rebound, rebound. Of course, you can change the order. Rebound, and then you bring it back and flip. And then you release. So everything from here to shifting the weight to doing that around the world rebound to the boleo to coming back to 2 feet is all part of the exercise. Don't skip any parts. Even the ones that seem, okay, this is not important, or coming back is not important. Everything, the moment we put the music on, everything is part of your dance. And this is something that I encourage you to carry to your milonga. The moment you meet someone on the dance floor, or even actually, I would say before, when you decide and ask them to dance, that is part of your dance. So we start from here, use this as much time as you need to get settled. You go over 1 foot. You take your time to find your psoas and how they're going to lift. Hopefully the band helped. Rebound, 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 no rebound, boleo, and release. So let's put the music on. Is this, let me see, I think this is good. Το όνομά σου μου φέρνε το σφύριγμα του αγέρα, το όνομά σου κέντρινη ψυχή. Έτοιμά σου μου λέγει η καρδιά, μα κάθε μέρα στην υγειά σου με πίνει βροχή. Τρυφερά τις νύχτες στην αγάπη μου φωνάζεις, τρυφερά σε γύρευα κι εγώ. Το πρωί τριαντάφυλλο του κήπου μου φαντάζεις, το πρωί τα αγκάθι σου είναι εδώ. Μα δεν σε βρω, να μην ξεχάσω. Κάποιος άλλος φοράγε και με έκανε συντρίμη τα αρώμα σου κι έφυγα χλούμι. Τρυφερά τις νύχτες την αγάπη μου φωνάζεις, τρυφερά σε γύρευα κι εγώ. Το πρωί τριαντάφυλλο του κήπου μου φαντάζεις, το πρωί τα αγκάθι σου είναι εδώ. Μα αν δεν σε βρω, να μην ξεχνάς ότι σταυρώνεις το προσκυνάς. Μα αν δεν σε βρω, μην νομίζοντας ότι σταυρώνεις να το προσκυνάς. Το όνομά σου μου φέρνε το σφύριγμα του αγέρα, το όνομά σου κι έτρεμει η ψυχή. Έτοιμά σου μου λέγει η καρδιά, μα κάθε μέρα στην υγειά σου με πίνει βροχή. All right. Okay. So,
θα παίξουμε ένα από τα ωραιότερα τραγούδια του.
Okay, so closing song, put the exercise away and dance. It is important to step away from all the technique work, all the things that we talked about, and allow yourself to move and see what comes out of it. So it might be difficult to do so, but really give yourself the pass to not work on the exercise, not try like we just did, make this next song another exercise. Move freely and enjoy moving with the music. That's it. And see what comes up. Maybe nothing comes up, which is all fine. Here we go. Here we go. So this is it for today. I apologize for the technological issues and interruptions. So yeah, always remember closing your practice with a dance. Really enjoying moving to the music. So this is it for this week. We'll be back not in 2 weeks, but after both of Easter holidays for Catholic and Orthodox. So yes, see you soon.